Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. I don't want to waste your time, so let's just get right into the tutorial. For this car hanging, you will need a pair of scissors, a 4.5 crochet hook, a threading needle, and a stitch marker. And for the eyes of the snowman, you will need 4mm eyes. That is what these are right here, I believe. You can also just use black yarn to make the eyes. And for the yarn, I will put all the colors you need on the screen because it would just be too much to bring them all right here. But you will need red yarn, green yarn, black yarn, white yarn, and brown yarn. And we are going to be starting with the tree right now. Everything is worked in the 4.5 crochet hook. So grab your brown yarn and let's start on our tree. I am using acrylic weight 4 yarn. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby for the entire project. You could use this in another weight or cotton if you wanted. It might just turn out a bit smaller than mine will. It's basically up to whatever your preference is. So we are starting with the tree trunk right now. We're going to do a magic ring and single crochet 6 into it. Also, this is my first time crocheting with these nails, so I'm sorry if I am crocheting a bit funny or slow. It's just very hard to do anything with these nails, but they were too cute. The struggle is worth it. Okay, so 6 single crochet. Okay, so I have 6 single crochet right here. Let's go ahead and close up this magic ring and start round 2. Round 2, you're just doing a single crochet increase in all 6 stitches. So let's do 2 single crochet into this first stitch. I like to work into my end here. That way I don't have to weave it in at the end. So there is our first single crochet increase. So just do that all the way around. And don't forget your stitch marker because it is easy to lose your place. Okay, for row 3, we're just going to single crochet all the way around in the back loop only. So just 12 back loop only single crochets, and back loop only is this little back half of our single crochet. Here's the front and back post of a single crochet. This would be just the front post, and right here is the back post. So just go into the back post of the 12 single crochets. And again, you should just end with 12 single crochets, no increases. I will do the first 2 with you. Again, working into my end. Here's the first back loop only. 1, second one right there. Again, don't forget your stitch marker. Okay, so after round 3, your project should be looking like this. It's going to start to cup, and then this line all the way around is from crocheting in a back loop only. These are all front loops. That is normal. So for round 4 and 5, we're just doing single crochet all the way around, no front loop, no increases or anything like that, just regular single crochet. So you should end with 12 single crochets still after round 5. So just regular single crochet, and I will meet you after round 5. Okay, just finished round 5. Now we're going to be switching to our green yarn. I'm using forest green in case you wanted this exact shade. Okay, for round 6, we're doing 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet increase in the next stitch in the front loop only, all the way around. So again, this is the back loop, this is the front loop. So now we're working into all of these front loops. So start with 1 single crochet while connecting our green. So go into the first stitch, you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop with the green yarn. Then you should have a brown and green loop on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both like you would a regular single crochet. Then we're just going to work into both of these ends. Again, that was in the front loop only. So now we're doing a single crochet increase in the next stitch in the front loop only. So just right here. Okay, that was our first one, second one. Next stitch is just 1 single crochet in the front loop only, and I will meet you at the end. Round 7, we're doing 1 single crochet in the back loop only all the way around. So our first stitch is right here, this brown one, back loop only all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of round 7. Okay, for round 8, we're doing 4 single crochet and 1 decrease, all in the back loop only. So start with 4 back loop only single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 1 decrease, so you just go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, go into the next stitch over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. That is a decrease. And just repeat that all the way around. 4 single crochet and 1 decrease, all in the back loop. I don't think I did this decrease in the back loop actually. So let's do that decrease again in the back loop only. Go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, yes, that was in. I will meet you at the end of round 8. So round 9, you're just single crocheting all the way around like normal, no back loop or front loop, just normal single crochet. I will meet you after that. Okay, round 10, we're doing 3 single crochet and then 1 decrease, all in the back loop only. So 3 back loop only single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Then a decrease in the back loop only, so pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Round 11, you're just single crocheting all the way around like normal. For round 12, we're going to single crochet 2, then decrease, all in the back loop only, but I would stuff it a bit before you finish round 12 at least. I like to start it, maybe just do 1 set of the single crochet 2 decrease in the back loop only. So here's the first one, here's the second single crochet, and now a decrease, again all in the back loops only. And let's stuff our tree. I'm using a mix of polyfill and scrap yarn. Here's my little scrap yarn jar, so cute, right? And you don't want to overstuff it to where your tree is like super like spherical, just because, you know, that's not how trees are meant to be shaped like. So you want it to look like an actual tree, so don't overstuff it. Okay, so I like to kind of shove some stuffing here on the sides to get that my bad, guys. I like to push some stuffing down on the sides to get that Christmas tree effect, and then I don't put as much as I go up, just so it can, you know, just follow that pyramid shape. So now we can go ahead and finish the rest of round 12, which is the 2 single crochet decrease all in the back loop, and I will meet you for round 13. Round 13, we're just single crocheting around like normal. So here's our first single crochet, second. Round 14, we're just single crocheting around in the back loop only. That is the first back loop only single crochet. Here's our second one, and just do that all the way around. Okay, I just stuffed my tree a tiny bit more. For round 15, we're doing 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. After round 15, I did stuff the tree a tiny bit more. You don't want to make this top part super filled because it's going to be the point and top of the tree, so you don't need stuffing in this very top part, but I just put a tiny bit more here, and it is really small now, so I just used my hook to stuff the rest of this. Y'all know that one TikTok sound?
Digging in me, you digging in me. Go ahead, man.
Okay, sorry. So round 15 can be the last round, so you can cut off, or you can do 1 more round. Round 16 would just be to single crochet 6 all the way around, because yeah, there's only 6 stitches left, and that would just make the point of the tree taller, because we're going to start doing the bobble stitches right here. So if you just want the top part of your tree to be taller and like pointier than this one I stopped, then I would do row 16. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do row 16. I want my tree pointy. So just 6 single crochet around, then you can cut off your yarn and we'll close up the top of the tree. I would cut off a long tail because we have to close up the tree, and then we're going to bring the end all the way down to the bottom of the tree and out here. So you want a good length tail. Can pull this out. I like to close the top of the tree by going into the front loop only of all 6 stitches. So here's the first front loop only. Just bring the yarn through and just do that all the way around 6 times. You just pull tight and it closes. Then we're going to pull through all the way to the bottom of the tree. So you try to go through the center, which is right here. Then just squish your tree up. We'll fix it in a second. And just try to bring your yarn out the very center of our magic ring. Okay. And you don't want to pull too tight, so then your tree is stuck like this. So just reshape it. That's looking good to me. Right, so here's the base of our tree. Now we're going to do the bobble stitches. You want to leave this strand here because we need it to tie together the hanging piece to both of our crochet charms, the tree and the snowman. So leave this here. Then grab your green yarn again. So we're going to do bobble stitch from the top all the way to the bottom, only in the back loop only rows we made. You can tell they're back loop only when you see this little row of lines. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rows of the back loop only. That means we're doing 5 rows of bobble stitch. We're starting from the top and working down. So I like to connect it at the back of my work. So this is the back just because it's the ugly side. So here's the first one. Connect your green yarn with a chain. So just pull through and chain 2 actually. And then you can pull this piece tight, and I just work into this end like normal. That way I don't have to weave it in later. So to do a bobble stitch, you're going to yarn over, go into the same stitch that we just did this chain in, pull up a loop. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. And we're going to do this a total of 3 times. So that was our first one. We need to do this 2 more times. So yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Here is our last one. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you're going to take out your hook, but kind of make this loop a bit big, that way it doesn't fall out. We're going to turn our work to the side, and now you can see 3 loops from our bobble stitch. We're going to go into this last one right here, the third one, grab this loop that we just pulled out of, put it on our hook and then tighten it. Then we're going to slip stitch. So just pull through this third stitch right here. So pull through. Then we're going to tighten this a little bit. Chain 1, and that is a bobble stitch. So for the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. So go into the next stitch right here, this little line. And I like to still work into this strand here, and just a regular single crochet. Then chain 1, and then another bobble stitch. So we're just doing bobble stitch, single crochet, chain 1, bobble stitch, single crochet, chain 1. I will do one more bobble stitch with you. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, not the single crochet, the next stitch over, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Do this 2 more times. Then pull out your hook, go into the very last loop here, the third one. Make sure you're not going into the chain 1 that was with our single crochet. Put this loop back on our hook and then slip stitch right here. You can pull tight, chain 1, and that is a bobble stitch. So again, just go into the next stitch over, which is right here, and do a single crochet plus chain 1. So you're just repeating this pattern all the way around. Once you reach back over here, I will show you how we move on to the next row of the back loops only. Okay, so you should end with a single crochet and chain one. So right here, it may not look like there's room, but you just kind of have to move the bobble stitches around maybe, or just make room if you don't have a stitch left. So right here is my very last back loop only stitch. Hopefully y'all can see that. It's right here. And so just doing the last single crochet right into there, chain one. Then you cut off your work, leave a good amount of tail because we're sewing this end in. So this is the first round of bobble stitches. So to sew this in, you can either attach it to this bobble stitch at the very end, or just attach it right under the bobble stitch right here, but don't do it into these back loop only because we're going to do another row of bobble stitches here. So honestly, I switch between where I weave this end in. For this video, I'll just weave it in into this bobble stitch here. Then I kind of just go randomly. And this just kind of keeps the bobbles in place so they don't move around too much. You don't have to do this. You can just weave in the end in like one spot here and just have these loose. It's whatever you want. I just go in and out between like the single crochet stitches. When I've gone around, I just cut the yarn off, and that is the first round of bobble stitches. So now you might have to pick them up as you're working to find the next row of back loop only. So here is the next row of back loops only that we're going to work our bobble crochets in. Then here is the next one. Here's the fourth one and the fifth one right here. So you just keep doing the same process. You attach your yarn into whichever back loop only stitch, do bobble stitch, chain one, single crochet, chain one, and just keep repeating that. You should end with the single crochet, chain one, weave in your end, cut off, and attach the yarn again to the next row, and just repeat that all the way down. So I will meet you after we have done 5 rows of our bobble stitch. Okay, so I just did the 5 rows of bobble stitch and we're done. Remember to keep this on for later. So now, if you would like to do lights on here, you just take whatever colors you want. I did red, yellow, orange, blue, and you literally just weave them in and out. I cut a long tail of each color, that way I can make it all the way around a Christmas tree. And I just do it on like the pointy parts right here of the bobble. You literally just go in and out, weaving them wherever you want. I don't know if I want to do that or leave this tree plain, so I'm just going to leave it plain for now. So now we can move on to the hanging piece. So grab your white yarn, and for this hanging piece, all we're doing is a chain of 60, and I just used white because that's what I thought looked good with it, but you can pick any color to make this connecting piece with. And yeah, that's it, just a chain of 60, cut off your yarn, and then we can move on to the snowman. So I will meet you after I finish my chain. Okay, so I forgot to mention, you do want to leave a bit of a tail on both sides of the hanging piece, because we're going to tie them together with this long piece that we left on the tree, and then the same thing with the snowman. So yes, I would leave a longer tail than this short one, something like this. Okay, so to start the snowman, we're going to work from the bottom up to the head. So make a magic ring and do 6 single crochet into your magic ring. Okay, so close your magic ring, then we're going to do single crochet increase into all 6 of these stitches we just made. So 2 single crochet into each one. You should end with 12 single crochets. So here's the first single crochet we're going into. I made it a little bit too tight, and then of course I'm going to work into this end. Okay, so 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Once again, don't forget your stitch marker. Round 3, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then 1 increase, and again just repeating that all the way around. So here's our first single crochet. Now we're going to do an increase into the next stitch. Okay, and I will meet you at the end of round 3. Okay, round 4, you're doing 2 single crochet and then 1 increase in the 3rd stitch, and just repeating that around. So 1 single crochet, there's your 2nd single crochet, and now an increase in the 3rd stitch. Just repeat that. For rounds 5 through 7, you're just going to be doing regular single crochet all the way around. For row 8, you're going to do 2 single crochet and 1 decrease. So here's our 2nd single crochet, and then to decrease, I go into the stitch, pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, pull up another loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Round 9, you're doing 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. So here's our single crochet and a decrease, and you're just repeating this all the way around. Row 10, you're just decreasing all the way around, no single crochets. So I will meet you after you finish that. Okay, and I would stuff before you do all the decreases, but I forgot, so I'm gonna go ahead and stuff our snowman now. Okay, so for round 11, we're just increasing all the way around. So 2 single crochet into every stitch. Round 12, you're doing 1 single crochet and 1 increase. For rounds 13 and 14, you're just single crocheting all the way around, just normal single crochet. Round 15, we're doing 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. For the last round, round 16, you're just decreasing all the way around. I would go ahead and stuff your snowman right now. This is the neck part where we're going to be attaching a scarf, so don't stuff this part too wide, like as much as the bottom is right here, just a tiny bit to give the neck support. And then stuff as you're closing up your snowman also. Now you're going to cut off a long tail, because again, we're going to close the snowman up and pull the yarn through all the way to the bottom. Get your needle out, and again, close this. We're going through all 6 of the single crochets, and we're only going through the front loop. And then again, to close this, just pull. So bring your yarn through the middle of the magic circle. So make sure to close this tight. Okay, don't pull super tight because you don't want your snowman to be stuck like this. So just kind of reshape this. For the accessories, the hat and the scarf, I'm just going to pop up the patterns for them on the screen just because I want to get this tutorial out as soon as possible. And if you are an intermediate crocheter and you've done the snowman and tree so far, you should be able to do these with no problem. So I will meet you after you have made the scarf and hat so we can put everything together and accessorize it. Okay, so I just wanted to show this little fringe part in case you were confused. So these 2 are just already attached because they were my ends from the beginning and cutting off. So I just kind of weave them in and out. So I like doing 3 pieces because I think that's the perfect amount. So you just cut off a tail of red, weave part of it through, and I like to leave it a bit longer just so it's easier to tie. And then once we've tied this, you can cut it to the same length as the other pieces. So you just basically just make a knot and tie it together in place. So I like to do 3 or 4 knots, and you want to make sure that they're really tight so that they don't move and come undone over time. You just cut it the same length as the other pieces. Stupid scissors. All right, so there you go. There's one end. Okay, so here is one end, and now just do it again to the other side. Okay, so I just finished all of the accessories. To put on the scarf, I like to just tie it, just wrap it around the neck, and then make 1 knot right here. And yeah, just angle it to the side over here. There is the scarf. You can either have it on straight on top of his head or off to the side, whatever you would like. I like putting it off to the side. I just think that's what's cute. So you just position it exactly where you want it, and you just start sewing it in place. So you literally just go in and out of the head under the hat. Don't do way down here, and just go around in a circle till you think the hat is secure. So I just finished sewing on the hat. Here is where I went in and out. You can kind of see, but when you have the hat down, you can't really tell. So now we need the eyes, the nose, and the little buttons. For the eyes, I don't really have a specific spot I put them, just because the hat is slightly in a different spot every time I sew it on. So I base the eyes off of where the hat is, and I at least try to leave the eyes about 3 stitches apart. And I honestly just guess, pick a spot and just move them around. Okay, I finally got the eyes down. They are 3 stitches apart, and I like to put it at least 2 rows under the hat. So 1, 2. And for the nose and buttons, I just use yarn. I don't use felt or thread. So we're just gonna go in with our black yarn again for the buttons and just bring it out to wherever I want the first button. I'm thinking maybe right here, and you want it to be right in the middle. So I think I'll just go over this little thread and boom, there's my first button. Then you want to go back into the same stitch, that way you can hide the black yarn. So the second button is going to be right here, right underneath it. Okay, and see how the black yarn is hidden now. Okay, so the second one, I think I'm gonna go into this little. This one isn't that good, so you just undo it and keep messing with it. Okay, I finally got the buttons, and once I'm done with the last one, I just pull through the yarn through the exact same stitch that I went through for the first button over here, and then I just knot this like twice, and then I just hide it in the snowman. I just like shove it in there, shove it in the stitch that both of them are coming out through, and there are your buttons. And for the nose, you just do the same thing, except you only do one little button. Okay, so for the nose, I did it up and down to give it that kind of like carrot effect instead of a circle. So again, you just go through the same stitch you went into and then come back out to this beginning piece, and that hides the orange yarn. There you go. Again, just knot this and poke it back into the snowman. Okay, so last is the little smile. You can either do it as we did the buttons and kind of do like a button smile, or actual smile with the yarn sort of like this, or you can just leave it like this with no mouth. But I like doing the mouth, so again, I just come in from the side. I just ended up keeping the smile here because it looked weird anywhere else. So again, just knot this and then shove it into the snowman. Okay guys, we're almost done. My back hurts. String to your work. You're gonna go through the middle of the top of the project and then come out at the bottom, come out through the same stitch that this bottom piece is coming out of, so that way again you can tie these pieces together and then weave your end in. So I like going through the hat and the snowman head. So we're gonna have to crush him for a few seconds. You're gonna want to try to pull down enough to where the chains are actually coming out here through the bottom. But if you use scrap yarn like me, you probably will not be able to do that just because all the yarn is in a way. Like, yeah, I don't think it's going to work with this. So as long as you pull the string down as much as you can, that's as far as this is gonna go, then that is okay. So now we're just going to tie. Now we're just going to tie these two together, and here you're gonna wanna pull very tight and make sure these knots are knotted. So now just cut off a medium length tail. I would suggest weaving in these pieces instead of just poking the yarn through the snowman, just because this part needs to be extra secure since this is what your piece is hanging from. So just go through random stitches until you feel like it is secure enough. Okay, and now your snowman is done. So we're just going to attach this the same way to the tree. So go through the top of the tree. For this piece, we were able to pull the chains through all the way. So when you have done that, you want to pull it back out just to where the very last like little slip knot is hanging out. So no actual chains, just the little slip knot right here. And that is what you want to knot around, the little slip knot. You don't actually want to knot on the chains just because those are way thicker and it'll be like sticking out the bottom, and it's just a lot harder to like weave in and push back into your project. Okay, then you just weave your end in. I kind of messed this one up, but you get the point. And here is our car hanger. So cute and finally completed. Again, if you want lights, you can add them on. You can make this chain even longer. You can make it shorter if you want to do earbuds. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all have a great day or night wherever you are, and bye.